Alrighty then, so hello and welcome everyone to Capes and Quests, the D&D show that gives a new meaning to high fantasy all the time, every time, or your gold back. We are meeting here again the second Thursday of every month now to continue the ever-evolving quest of Vorlin, Corbin, and Antoine. When we last left off, you had completed your mission of getting back the stolen chest for the Balor Gang, the ruling gang lords of High Mauren, in this strange new land that you're laying low while the Empire is hot on your tails for the whole assassination of a military leader thing. You live interesting lives.
Yes, we do.
You certainly do.
It's just nice to be outside again, honestly.
Yeah.
Really, to be truthful. Yeah.
No doubt about it.
That's what our fantasy life now is. Outdoors.
Just getting to go out and hang out with friends again.
There's nothing worse than the fact that I'm actually referring to going outside as entering the wasteland.
Yeah.
Like, it's just...
Please tell me we come across a yield Applebee's during this part of it.
Well,
I'm not even kidding with you guys about how I dress up. I do dress up like it's post-apocalyptic stuff. I will show you right now. Hold up.
Oh,
hell yeah.
Do.
I'm excited for this.
Give me this pre-show action.
You can only get this on the video version, everybody.
This is the actual mask that I wear when I go outside.
Oh, geez.
Full-blown, only thing you can see are the eyes, which are still covered by the glasses.
Damn, let's try to remember no Russian.
And he was a hero of the waste in his own time. Now, I can't give you an Applebee's, Josh, but I can give you the Velvet Touch, the burlesque house where you met your Balor contact, Skrull. He was very happy with the job well done, especially because you killed that dude Flip, who he didn't seem much of a fan of anyway. And oh, you drank and you smoked and you had a raucous time in this place that is probably only known for raucous times. You wake up the next morning after a night of legendary revelry, the kind of thing that they'll be talking about forever. The afternoon sun is just starting to creep in the windows now, and oh, you're feeling all toasty and warm in your nice little 500 gold a night VIP room that the Balor Gang had paid for you for that night. Yeah, don't worry. There's not going to be a check. They paid for it for you. Again, they're trying to cozy up to you a bit. My question.
They will check the pay-per-view though.
Oh yeah. God!
Ye olde pay-per-view and incidentals. No, that is not covered.
Nothing better than watching the Catman animal creature clutch the pearls at the price. Like,
It sucks that my new character design does not have pearls for me to clutch.
Don't worry, Antoine. I'm sure the great Garcia will abide whatever god it is your church believes. My question is to you three, though: how do the three of you wake up in this special VIP suite after a night of untold debauchery? How do you wake up? How do you imagine your characters wake up?
You remember the opening of Black Dynamite?
How could I not?
But just with vaginas and penises everywhere, just kind of just sleeping on a mountain of bitches, just general bitches of either gender.
So you had a wonderful night with all the men and women of the Velvet Touch. Now it's interesting too, Josh. Ever since you tried your first taste of Demon's Dew with Skrull, you've been having some very strange hallucinations of a bronze man in a black cloak who's following you around. Well, last night...
Join in.
Yeah, join in. Well, here's the funny thing. Last night you dreamt of this strange figure again, and he was closer to you than ever before. In fact, in your waking moments, you could almost believe that he was standing over you, actually. Eyes as red as hot coals. But then as soon as he reached out to you, you woke up. But again, you're continuing to dream of this strange specter.
That's probably not as close as I thought he was going to be to me in this scenario, but interesting nonetheless.
Could always be a little closer. You never know. What about you, Vorlin? How do you wake up in the VIP suite?
I'm still on the stripper stage, passed out. Actually, on the stage, wrapping the pole and some sort of furry loincloth that I don't know who belongs to wrapped around my forehead.
Love it.
Ugh.
Love it.
Never made it to the suite.
Smells bad. I could smell
Never
it
made it
from
to the
here.
suite. And there's a little orc custodian trying to sleep around me.
Yeah.
Just
They're used to it here at the Velvet Touch. Again,
Yeah.
This is like every night for them. They're cool. What about you, Corbin? Where did you sleep last night?
Oh, I didn't. I stayed up eating all night in the dining room.
There you
continuously ordering food and making the waitstaff continue to bring me stuff.
Oh, well, that's perfect then, because you've been down there eating all night. You were actually there when Skrull himself stumbled on in about mid-afternoon and everything, and yeah, he stumbled on in there, chatted with the proprietor of this place, Screamin' Mimi, over in the corner. They kind of held court and just waited for you guys to get up. You know, they didn't want to wake you and everything. And I mean, come on, this is the criminal underworld. Everyone knows nothing good starts until afternoon anyway.
It's true.
Yeah. So, yeah. For those who are interested, Skrull is, he's just downstairs. They provided with some lunch, so feel free to go there at your own speed.
Okay, I'd like to stumble down the stairs because I smell food cooking.
There you go.
And I spit.
Yeah, they're having a nice brunch going on right there. They got some vodka screwdrivers or whatever the medieval equivalent of that is. I guess mead and orange juice.
That works.
Yeah, they're eating some mutton there. They're laughing. They're having a good time. As you get closer to the table, though, Antoine, you notice something kind of interesting. There's a third figure sitting at the table who you did not recognize before, and the closer you get to the table, you realize this figure doesn't have a head on its shoulders.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea who that is, or if they were in my bed last night, because I can only remember people by the backs of their heads. I poke him. I poke his neck stub. Can I poke his neck stub?
You absolutely can, and at this point, Skrull and Screamin' Mimi take notice of you, and Skrull, he looks up at you, and in that Jason Statham-y voice, he says, "Oh, good morning, Sunshine. I hope you had a good night."
I sit my ass down because it's talking to me now.
There you go. You actually managed to make it to the table. Your friends, not so much. I'm sure they'll be along in a minute.
I say nothing because there's a headless thing talking to me. Let the boys go.
Skrull recognizes at this point that you're talking, and him and Screamin' Mimi have a little laugh to themselves, and it's actually Mimi who speaks up at this point in that, that very Wisconsin voice of hers, and she says, "Oh, don't worry about the headless guy. That's just Ralph. He knocked around one of my girls last night, and well, I had to remind him why I'm called Screamin' Mimi." It's at this point, too, she starts playing with a little charm on the end of her necklace that you hadn't noticed before. And the closer you look at the little blue charm, you see swirling ghostly figures, like something that looks like it would belong to a banshee in her charm. And you can only assume from this that she literally screamed this man's head off until it exploded. And now they're just sitting around having breakfast while there's a corpse here. Or having lunch, I should say, while there's a corpse here. Like it's no big deal.
Huh.
Yeah.
So I kind of lean over at Mimi and recognize the situation and just kind of look at her like, happens pretty often, huh?
Oh, more times than you would think, but it only ever happens one time. You don't come back from that. I'm gonna hack him up in the basement later and go drop him in the swamp for the gators before we open tonight. So yeah, don't fuck with Mimi. Everybody.
All right, cool. At any point has Corbin actually finished dinner and moved into breakfast?
Yeah, really. How you doing, Corbs?
I am eating waffles and a steak and a submarine sandwich. I call it the... Hold on, I got something for this. No, I don't.
And this is when Corbin's invented the Denny's menu before anyone else.
Oh, give me a moon over my hammy then.
Yeah. Again,
I call it a moon over Mephistopheles. There we go. That's an old-timey word. Moon over Mordor. Damn it. God damn it. There it is.
Sold. So Skrull finishes.
I knew one would come to me. I need to warm up. You get loose. Okay.
All right.
Skrull finishes the last of his mutton there, and it says, he says to you, "Oh, it's a big day for you right now. You're going to be meeting the boss, Mr. Balor himself. Told you a lot about him?" He's a great guy. He's our
Oh.
benefactor, big mover and shaker in the city, and I know he's gonna want to meet you. He's very happy with you getting the package back for him, and I'm sure he'll have a lot of work for you. So finish up here, meet me outside, and then we'll go over to see him. So he tucks in and gets up.
we're gonna
It
meet
could
Bruce
be the
Springsteen.
hangover, but I'm also starting to remember some vague pictures from the other night hanging on the wall.
Oh, yes, the pictures on the wall from the other night when you discovered that Screamin' Mimi, the owner of the Velvet Touch, is actually Screamin' Mimi Dudley, and that you may have killed her sons in Chapter 1 in the Desert Adventure. Now, to be fair, though,
yeah.
I went back and listened to this just to make double sure of the actual events as they happen. The thing is that the Desert and the Goblins had killed Big Dick and Lil Spike. Bud and Dee were about to kill each other in a bit of a squabble until Vorlin had come around and flash froze them with his dragon breath before they knew what was going on. So, you know.
Okay,
she's cool.
so we definitely get to pin it on somebody else if it comes up and gets awkward.
That's certainly up to you. Now, you had planned to
Okay.
get the bounty that the Empire had on them. You would actually cut off their heads. They were in the Sky Wagon with you when it went down. So, assumedly, the heads are still on the Sky Wagon that crashed in the No Man's Land between the Tragic Kingdom and the Fedalian Empire. It's somewhere out there.
That's fine. I'm sure that won't come back to haunt us later. We're good.
There's no way that can bite us in the ass.
Not in the least. We're fine.
Nah,
I don't even remember who these people are.
They were some gangsters. They had robbed a gold shipment in the Empire and had escaped.
No,
in
I
the
remember them. I'm saying Corbin doesn't.
Thorgy and Corbin are so tight as characters, I can't tell where one ends and the other begins. I do this like
They
once
don't.
a game.
Like I don't even remember who's the boss from last time.
Who is the boss? We've never.
It is Mona. Come on.
I assumed it was Bruce Springsteen. You guys are leading me to believe it's Tony Danza now.
God damn it, I was going to get to that joke.
And the highway's filled with broken heroes. All right, so Skrull's hanging out outside, having another drag off his pipe, waiting for you guys to come along.
Okay, so I'm definitely scarfing down the last of this breakfast, and the greasier the better. In fact, like I almost take the plate and what's left of the grease, just take it down like a bowl of cereal milk.
La, la.
And that sounds awesome, and I make it about halfway to the door, and then I just kind of puke, and I stop, and I look around, and shrug, and keep moving to where Corbin is outside.
The orc barbarian sighs a little, or the orc janitor sighs a little bit, but at the same time too, he's used to this. He still probably has more vomit to clean that you haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
I grab a drink for the road and head out.
There you go. There
it is.
The bartender.
The hair of the dog.
Yeah, the bartender makes you something very strong. He makes a hair of the cat joke to you. I don't know how you take that.
I'll take it to the NAACP, the National Association for the Advancement of Cat People, and I let them handle it.
There you go.
Worked on that joke all week. Was just no, I didn't. Like, God.
They'll bring it up at the next meeting. So, all right. So you meet Skrull outside, and he begins to lead you through the streets of High Mauren, which are, pretty quiet. It's lunchtime right now. A lot of people aren't in their stalls right now and in their shops because, they're out getting food themselves. You walk down a ways, past the market district, to another end filled with bars and restaurants and that sort of things. And he takes you to a building between two bigger buildings. And I say two bigger buildings because this might be the smallest building you have ever actually seen. It looks like a child's playhouse, but it's actually a real business. The sign on the front says the smokestack, and Skrull says, "All right, this is the place."
So hold on, I want to paint a picture here for a second. So it's a really tiny, small building up front, right?
Yeah.
But would you say it's more further ahead of the two much larger buildings on either side of it?
It is a small building that looks even smaller next to two bigger buildings, two normal-sized buildings.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
But like it's evenly spaced towards the road. I think he's
Yes.
asking. Like
Yeah.
it's not like jutting out in front of it, and then the two bigger buildings are behind
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure there's a penis joke in here somewhere. I'll get to it later.
Badum tish. As you notice when the doors swing open and close there, you see little gnome guys coming in and out. This is a gnome bar, is where Skrull has taken you right now. Yeah, he has taken you to a gnome bar, and he's like, all right, who wants to go in first?
I'll go in.
How
The
big
drinks
is the
better be
door?
Half off.
Yeah, I want to know.
It is big enough for you to enter, but you literally have to, like, drop to your knees to get through, and then even once you do, you're, like, cranking your neck, like, across the roof.
I feel like we all ignored Josh's great half-off joke that he just made.
Damn it, I did miss that. That's fucking good.
Thank you. Thank you, brother in arms.
That's okay. That's the beautiful thing about this recording. We can play it back. But yeah, who's the first through the door here?
I would see the name the smoke shack, and I would assume that it was a barbecue place. So I would go in first.
Okay, it's to your terrible disappointment. Once you come on in, the smokestack is not a barbecue joint. It is a gnome cigar bar where they are all sitting, smoking cigars, but not regular tobacco cigars. The entire building is filled with colorful scented smokes. You smell like, orange and vanilla and everything else. And, gnomes in top knots are sitting around smoking and just having a great time.
Hipster gnome
I hate
bar,
all of
fellas.
this.
This is a hipster-ass gnome bar.
Hipster-ass gnome bar. You're hearing conversations from the background there. It's like, it's patchouli. It's really good.
Oh, I mean, have you ever really listened to Nutrimilk Hotel?
No, I don't think I have. Hey.
I'm not ready for a world for craft mead. I'm really not.
Craft mead.
So yeah, you all step inside. You all look really silly here, but when the guy behind the bar with the biggest top knot recognizes Skrull there, he comes out from behind the bar. It's like, oh, I'll be with you right in a second. He fumbles around with a little key ring, and he opens up the door to the basement, and he kind of just sits open with it for you guys to walk down. So yeah.
All right then.
So I walk up, and as I kind of try to fidget with the chair a couple of times and even try to the Riker maneuver over it, I just kind of put a knee up on it like R.
Captain Morgan style.
I just Morgan it.
Love it. So yeah. So he opens the door to the basement for all of you. Skrull is leading the way at this point, and you notice something quite funny when he crests the door from the bar to the basement. He is now standing completely normal, as if something has happened to the general spatialness from when he stepped out of the bar to the basement.
I say, what the Wonka?
Skrull laughs at this point and says, what you'll realize about the Balor family is we're all full of tricks.
I get it. You're the music maker. You're the dreamer of drinks.
Come with me and you'll see a world of criminal operations. We sell drugs and weapons when you're buying them from me.
Oh God, we definitely have a theme song now.
Love it.
God.
All right, so yeah, you all follow him down through the basement, which looks like a completely normal basement, and you're all standing like normal people. Clearly, there has been some Doctor Who chicanery here, where the basement is bigger on the inside.
Slow clap.
There you go. Thank you.
Yeah, that.
You see a long row of doors, and the door at the very end is different from all the other doors. It is made of very fine, rich redwood with some black fancy inlays in it, an ivory doorknob with a symbol that has become very familiar to you. It is a fancy Baroque bee with a cyclops eye in the middle of it. This, of course, you saw. Skrull has that tattooed on his chest. You can only assume that this is the symbol of the Balor family. And he's like, all right, he'll see you now. And he just kind of waits out there and waits for you to open the door.
I'll open the door. I'm not afraid.
All right.
All right, do it.
Antoine, not afraid of nothing, opens the door. As you open it, it's a very simple room. No windows, no skylights, anything like that, lit only by two torches on either side of the room. You see a small table with a red silk tablecloth on top of it, and a crystal ball, a fairly sized crystal ball. The crystal ball starts to spin a little bit. You feel almost like a little chill in the air as a figure begins to take form inside the crystal ball, and you see the shape of an older man, human. He's kind of got like some Ra's al Ghul's going on in his hair, where he's got like the dusting of the gray on the side. Get the feeling he was probably quite the looker in his youth. He's wearing a...
Oh, I thought you meant like the devil horns going on.
I thought he meant like that weird like piece of mustache he has on each side.
Yeah,
of his
that was my
face.
first thought.
Yeah. I guess he does have two different types of weird hair thing. You're right. Fair enough.
We can go with
I was about to say, when you say Ra's al Ghul thing going on and you mean he's graying, I was like, there's literally terms for that. It's gray hair.
But he makes it look good, though, you know? He makes it look
Reed
bad.
Richards is pissed that he was not at the top of that list of references.
Ooh, that's... I guess he outdates him, does he not? That's fair. Wow, I could easily have said that. All right, so you see him there. He's wearing very fancy robes, again, in the same color scheme of black, white, and red, and he has a fancy signet ring on his right hand, again, with the very fancy Baroque B, and you can only assume that this man is indeed Mr. Balor, the leader of the Balor Gang / Balor family, depending on who you're talking to, because it seems...
And it's just basically
Okay, I
video
got a
conference
question.
and crystal ball, though, right?
It's basically video conferencing.
Okay.
Yes,
Just wanted to
it's
make
ancient Zoom. By the way, I love the fact that we've been arguing about being on Skype or Discord, and it's like there's an entire industry that has sprung up in the last 2 months that we haven't even mentioned yet.
Discord?
Yeah,
No, Zoom.
they make you
Oh.
pay.
That's
if
the
you
big
don't
one
more
everyone's
than
doing
40
now.
minutes. Yeah.
We're arguing about moving to a system that's already outdated by something else.
For real.
But okay, what the fuck was I gonna ask? Yeah, you keep saying a broken B. What do you mean broken B?
A Baroque,
like,
a
is the
fancy
like the is the arm coming out and it's broken off, or?
I was saying Baroque, like fancy.
Oh, okay. I totally misread that. Okay.
Yeah, a fancy.
because
B.
he was staying in character. That's why he misread.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly.
Yeah,
Corbin didn't get
Yeah.
it, but Aaron got it.
No, it's because America's internet infrastructure is terrible, and I can't make out half the words you say.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's not your fault.
But I'm always sorry. I'm Canadian, eh? I can't help it. All right, so you all step into the room there, and the man in the crystal ball, he speaks in a booming voice. He sounds a little bit like Jeffrey Rush from the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. Greetings, Varlin, Corbin, Antoine. I'm Devitt Balor. I've heard a lot about you boys. Sorry for the cloak and dagger, but you can't be too careful these days, especially if my stolen package means what I think it means.
Takes a lot for a man to tell us that he's going to impersonate a celebrity right before he does the impersonation of the celebrity.
I mean, it helps you prepare your brain for it.
Yeah,
That's why.
I was like,
Instead of
okay,
just jumping
I got
into
it.
it.
I'm on board now.
I'm going to
Here we
go.
go.
against
I'm here for the ride.
rules, and I'm going to award our DM a personality point
Thank you.
for pulling that off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I bought it after he said it.
I heard it. Yeah, I was there. I was with you.
It's about hacking your brain, see? I'm
You
really...
inception that into our heads.
Exactly. I'm very good at voices if I bury the lead first.
You sound like Denzel Washington when you said Jeffrey Rush, and I would still be like, yeah, okay, I buy that.
Yeah, that's,
I
Well,
hear it.
it's the trick of setting up expectations, managing expectations.
So Gilbert Godfrey, right? Hey guys, how you doing?
Yeah, that one did not stick as well.
Yeah,
That
see,
was
I can
In all
tell.
fairness, no one can do Gilbert Godfrey. If they could, he wouldn't have a job.
Exactly.
Listen to my vacuum cleaner.
Yeah.
Great Gilbert Godfrey impression when I suck up a sock.
Love it. All right, so Mr. Balor there, he thanks you for a job well done. Any more questions, or are you just going to let him keep talking?
Let him keep talking.
All right.
Yeah. I hate all of this, so I'm just looking for an opportunity to like leave or break something. I don't like magic.
I appreciate what you boys did getting my chest back for me, and I especially am appreciative of what you did dealing with those gnolls. Can never be too careful with demons. They're like cockroaches. For everyone you see, there's a lot you don't see. Shame about what happened to that flip-by, though. I know his whole family, his uncle's still locked up in the bunker right now. I should put some money on his books before the end of the day.
Hey, my uncle's locked up too. That's crazy. Small world.
Small world.
I was talking to the Buck brothers, two more of our sworn brothers here in the Balor family. They said once you dealt with the Nor Pack Lord, the whole forest went right back to normal after that. Started growing green and everything right afterwards. So the whole city really owes you a thanks a debt.
Well, it's about time.
Yeah, get some of this recognition in here.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, that was us. Thank you.
We love trees and shit.
Mm-hmm.
You proved full well in your first test that you're not afraid to get your hands dirty. Could always use more fellas like you around. But how would you like to maybe handle some more money for me? Maybe another little test. See if you can run with us full time.
It better not be
That
magic
is-
money.
That is definitely when I go, give us a second, and I go back to my party, and we start kind of rummaging through whether or not we want to take this quest. But I already know that Antoine needs drug money, so he's in.
Also, our hands got dirty last time, so I need money for hand sanitizer.
It's only safe.
I can't not believe that it hasn't spread to our fantasy world yet. So we're gonna pick up some masks and some hand sanitizer on our way out of town.
Oh,
Tune in next week.
there's still time.
So guys, are we looking for regular work? Are we looking to get into a gang? Are we looking just to kind of pull another Corbin and take the money and run?
I mean, I'll take honest work. I'm already a part of the Apple Dumpling gang from a couple of towns back, so I don't think I could join another gang without Don Knotts getting pissed off.
Oh, hey.
I'm all about collecting as many gangs as possible, like Pogs. I'm into this.
Oh, you gang tease.
Yeah.
Now again, if it makes you feel better there, it looked like Screamin' Mimi wasn't really a member of the gang, but she was like a very well-respected associate. And again, being on the run in a strange place, you could probably use all the help you could get.
We need one in every court, guys.
Wait, so Screaming Mimi is part of this gang that we're trying to sign up with?
No, she's an associate of them there. Like, she doesn't have any of the B shit on her. She hasn't been blooded in. They just really like her in her place, clearly.
Ah, I got it.
So you guys can be as in or out of the gang life as you want.
Blood in, blood out, guys. Come on.
I mean, do we have to get jumped in?
I don't know. Maybe keep following the quest line and find out.
All right, I'm down. I gotta prove something to myself and the people around me because I don't feel secure in my manhood. So I am gonna join this gang.
There you go.
I'm not joining up, but I will take some money, so I will stick around just to do a job for them. But I'm very
Called it.
scrupulous of them.
Commitment issues.
Scrupulous? That's not a
Classic
word.
Dorgy.
Suspicious.
My
Suspicious,
dad,
thank you. I'm
my
out
dad
of it.
left for cigarettes and never came back, so I'm ripe for the gang life.
Boom.
Yeah.
Teardrop tattoos because I cry a lot.
And really, David Balor is kind of putting out this like warm fatherly energy to you right now, and the fact that he doesn't call his gang a gang, he calls it a family, and that everyone kind of calls him Mr. Balor does give you that feeling.
We're
Okay,
joining
so
the Fast and Furious gang.
what do daddy issues pump up? Is that wisdom, intelligence, or charisma?
None of them.
Yeah, I was gonna
Definitely not charisma.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Is there a stand-up comedy trait? Because that's all I use mine for.
I thought I had it in with this. All right, let's.
Dumb tish.
I turn back around because I'm always the guy who's now going
Which
for
stat
it.
means toxic masculinity.
Constitution.
There you go.
Yeah, I definitely turn back around and look at Mr. Corbin, and yeah, we're in.
Ah, that's what I wanted to hear, boys. Rent is due today in High Mauren. You know the kind of rent I'm talking about. We take care of the local businesses, and they take care of us. Meet our sworn brother Ook in the market. Can't miss him. Big fella, he'll tell you what to do. Also, keep an open mind when you're checking out all the businesses in town. I think you'll find that they have some rather interesting secrets that I think would be very good for you, and the rewards will always be there for those who look for them.
Alrighty.
We have to put on a production of Rent in one day. This is gonna be hard, guys, but I think we can do it.
How do you measure a year? In crimes committed, that's how.
521,600 murders.
Hey, look, the guy from Law and Order's in this. Love that guy. All right, so you got your job and you're heading, and before you leave, what is it? Mr. Balor says to you one more time. Oh, before you head out the door, though, I had another gift for you. Look under the table.
Okay.
It's gonna be a head.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a head, isn't it?
It's a book, actually, a very fancy leather-bound book, again, with that same B symbol that is recurring on this. You pick it up and he says to you, that's a tome of far speech. We use it to keep in contact with one another 3 times a day. Write a message in the person's name on it and they can write you back.
God, this guy's a capitalist, isn't he? He's giving us equipment for the job and calling it gifts.
It's going to be really embarrassing when my character keeps trying to use it as a death note.
It's the medieval equivalent of a pager, basically, is what he gave you.
Does the B mean we're in the Bloods? Because that works for me, honestly.
All right, so there, you got your book there. Do you walk out and leave at this point?
Do we flex our muscle now on the business that we're in, or are they cool?
You can do it.
He already hired us. Why do we need to flex on it?
I know. I was just gonna say.
We're his gang.
When you get the job, you stop auditioning.
Yeah, I just want to say I wanted to make a good impression, man. That's all I'm saying.
My negative quality, I work too hard.
Yeah. I'm just really a bit of a perfectionist, really. Yeah. I think we're gonna start heading out, and we start venturing out into the world.
All right,
I would walk out backwards, constantly keeping eye contact with the tiny man in the crystal ball.
Yeah, he gives you a nod and sees you on your way. Now, when you step out of the room, though, another truly amazing thing happens. You're in a different room now than when you first came into the building. You look to be in some kind of storeroom now. And there's a
I hate magic.
So yeah, you seemingly have stepped through another portal, and there's another guy in front of you behind a counter in this big storeroom that seems to have a bit of everything. This guy is a dwarf. He also looks kind of rough and tumble, and you can see on his hand he also has the same B gang tattoo as well, and he speaks to you in a thick Scottish brogue, and he says, so you're the new boys, are ya? Name's Carlo.
B gang.
Name's Carlo Anderstone. I'm the sergeant at arms for the Balor family. You need weapons, you need modifications. I'm the man you talk to.
A little bit
That's
of everything.
actually really good Scottish accent.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. Yeah, my entire family's Scottish. I'm impressed.
Same. I'm literally just doing an impression of my grandfather right now. That's all I'm doing.
So this has a little bit of everything, meaning Fey Dust.
Pardon? Oh, we make that sort of stuff, but we don't really sell it around here. It's more to destabilize the Empire. I know...
B gang.
I know Scuttle partakes in it, but really, I'm more about weapons and killing implements here. But I can also upgrade your weapons, too. Do little modifications and enhancements, serrate your blades, put little hidden compartments in it. You can put your drugs in there.
I'm itching
I look
already.
over at Corbin really quickly and let him know, don't worry, serrate your blade. It's not what you think he's saying. just and hold him back so he doesn't freak out.
What'd you say to
I'm
me?
a monster hunter. I know what serrate your blade means. This is the one thing I do know stuff about.
Okay.
I tell you what, boyos, let me show you what I got in stock right now. And he reaches under the counter and he pulls out basically the special items that are on sale today in this Animal Crossing world that he has. Only so many items a day.
Is it like a cult or a 1911?
Yeah, really, the guns.
A gun will help me through a lot of this from a distance.
You have seen no black powder weapons here, even though you did in the desert. You get the distinct feeling the tragic kingdom is behind the times technologically.
Damn it.
But you do see something on his table that you might actually like, Antoine. This right here is the Predator's eye patch. You wear it, and you can see the health aura of everyone around you.
the 3 triangles? Do I see like heat signatures?
It's a little like that. It's a little like Predator Vision. He basically says like, all right, here, try it out. So if you put it on, you can see that everyone next to you right now glows with a green health aura because they have taken no damage and they're pretty good. And you can only imagine that the color will change depending on how beat up someone is, and it's a cool eye patch.
Can somebody hide themselves from me by covering themselves up with mud, even though they've been running a lot, so their heat signatures should still radiate through it?
I don't get that reference.
Oh, god damn it. Okay, y'all take it.
This place is behind the times.
He got my Rit reference, but not my Predator reference.
All right, I'll tell you what, young man.
I hate everything in this town.
because you're in good standing with the Balor family, I'll sell it to you for 100 gold even.
How much gold do we have?
Good question. That job you did, you all picked up 100 gold each, but also Skrull gave Vorlin a special 100 bonus because he told him that Flip was killed while you guys weren't paying attention. And I can only assume...
Oh, the DM just sold me out.
Now your characters don't know that, but
I
I know
wait for my Emperor Trump check, to be honest with you, before I pick up this Predator eye patch. That's like 1,200 gold coming my way, tax-free. You know what? No, fine, fuck it, I'll take it.
All right, there you go. So you trade the gold, and you are now the happy owner of a Predator's eye patch. He also has poison daggers that are 5 gold apiece, as well as a burning crossbow. It's a really amazing invention by the dwarves. Once a day, you flick this little button right here, and your arrow catches fire. That's 200 gold.
I don't have to go door to door and announce myself to my neighbors because I'm wearing this Predator eye patch now, right?
I mean, it could only help. But I won't tell if you don't.
Megan's Law.
No, you don't need to do that for the eye patch.
No, for other stuff. I tell you what, though, if you really want the crossbow, I'll put it aside for you. You can come back later for it.
I really do appreciate that because I've got about that much money, but I don't know when rent's coming around.
All right, that's fair.
It usually comes in the summer here.
Yeah.
I tell you boys what, you stick with the Balor Gang long enough, you'll be getting more family discounts soon, and we always make sure our people are good and paid. We're not like them other outfits like the fucking Elven Triad and them Black Boar Riders in the bunker.
Whoa! Whoa! This man's prejudiced.
well, he is a dwarf.
We joined
though.
a racist game.
Here's
every year.
Well, here's the thing. I'm glad you brought up race. Balor is a human, Skrull is a devil man, and this guy is a dwarf. So far, they're actually a pretty racially diverse gang. He was actually slagging off the Elven Triad and the Black Boar Riders, who are the dwarf and elf gang only. So,
okay.
So you actually joined the All You People criminal organization.
Whoa.
We're like a gang out of a 1980s film where we gotta make sure like everyone gets some representation.
Exactly. He also mentioned, 2 guys called the Buck Brothers before, but you haven't actually met them yet. And this guy called Ook. You have no idea what Ook could be. So, yeah.
Good times. All right.
So
hold on.
Your weapons. I have to go check on my...
By the way, I am kind of interested in poison darts.
Poison daggers. All right, those are 5 apiece.
I will take 3.
All right, you can have 3. There you go.
Sweet. I have to do basic math now. Hold on.
Throw them at people you don't like.
Fantastic. Cool. We're armored up.
There you go. Again, come back anytime if you need anything. I'm always here.
So, thank you so much. Weird accent that I don't know where you're from in this indigenous land.
Carlo was his name.
Okay, just making sure. And then, we're going to start heading out from the armory
All right.
and head back out into the village.
All right, so you walk out the door. of Carlo's black market, and you're now in another place completely in the market square than
God
you were
damn
before.
it.
The door is still there, though. You get the feeling, unlike everything else you walk through, if you actually walk through that door, he's still going to be there. But again, you've teleported around a lot. This is the most magic you've actually seen in the Tragic Kingdom up until this point. You've seen no wizards or mages walking around, so it actually looks like the Balor family seems to pretty much own most of the magic chicanery here in this town, which is probably why they're the #1 criminal organization here.
Okay.
You were told to go to the market square to meet a man named Ook, and they did not describe to you what Ook looked like, just to go there, you can't miss him, and that he will give you more information on the shakedown that the Balor Gang is working. So, yeah.
Gentlemen?
I'm ready to head out when you guys are.
All right, so yeah, you make your way through the market square. It's a little after like 1 o'clock now. It's getting a little bit more lively. People are doing their business and everything. You see all sorts of people walking around the town square conducting their business, and right in the middle, you see a man there who is very hard to miss. He is massively tall. He is like Andre the Giant sized. He is at least 7'11", face covered in face paint. He's got a big battle axe strapped to him. Ironically, he too is also wearing an eye patch, only this one has a fancy bee on it, is what this one does, and a metal peg leg.
I kind of just like slap Antoine on the shoulder, and I go, Ook.
I say I don't know what that means, but I start walking over to that guy and I go, "Yo, you know Ook?"
The man who Corbin, actually, you would know this. The other two wouldn't know this. The man standing before you is what is known as a Goliath, which is a hybridization of human and giant, which, given the fact that giants occasionally try and raid this city and get cut down by giant ballistas, the fact that this dude is walking around in the city with giant blood and no one is hassling him probably speaks to the influence of the Balor Gang in general, that they just let this dude walk around. And when you, Antoine, when you approach him, he says, "I'm Ook, that would be me."
So, Ook, quick question. Giant on your mother's side or your father's side? Either way, same question stands. How?
Well, if and you must know, my mother was the giant.
I'm very impressed by your father.
Yeah. God damn. Applause.
Hell of a guy.
Solemnly nodding in agreement.
He got eaten before I was born. Giant society's rough.
By your mom?
Yeah, kind of a praying mantis thing, but you know, it's all
sure your
right.
mom got a little bit of it too, right? Yeah? Ook? You're good people.
I'm actually small for a
This
giant.
guy gets it.
I'm actually small for a giant, but it beats living in those shitty mountains.
This is why he wasn't killed. His dad was probably the most hung person in his village.
But dumb Tish. So, Mr. Balor said you were gonna help with the rent this month. He pulls out a little piece of paper from the vest he was wearing and kind of like rips it in half. I'm gonna be handling the stalls. Skrull and the Buck brothers have the farm belt. We don't go to the rich people belt, but you can handle the bigger storefronts here. Collect what you're owed on the list. Don't kill nobody, but don't be afraid to rough anyone up if they give you any shit. Dead people don't pay any debts. When you're done, head on back to the black market and we'll have a drink. All right.
Why do you sound so bummed? Has anybody ever asked Ook how he's doing?
Yeah, I'm just envisioning like the biggest Eeyore I've ever seen in my entire life.
He literally is. And again, he's wearing an eye patch and he has a peg leg, so this dude's probably seen some shit.
Okay. Really quickly, I am going to write into our Death Note pager notebook that we have met up with Ook.
All right, there you go. Do you write it to anyone in particular? You said write it to anyone you want to talk to. Assumedly, all the Balors have one.
Okay, so who gave us the original mission? It was...
well, Mr. Balor gave you the mission, but Skrull was the guy who made the connection for you.
So just making a good impression. Just, hey, Skrull met with Ook. He's given us our assignment.
Skrull writes you back instantly. Ah, good job. He's good people, Ook. A little strange. Can you believe he's actually the doctor of the group?
I just simply write back, no.
Skrull writes you back. No, really, it's true. That peg leg and eye patch job, he did that to himself. If you ever get hurt or anything, go to him and he'll patch you up. No shit.
So Ook is our contact and our healer after we get into like some sort of like bad business at this point.
Well, as you have seen so far, everyone in the Balor Gang kind of has their own job. Skrull is the recruiter. Carlo is their weapons guy, and this guy is the doctor.
Is he a better
So if we
healer
want to
than
bring
me?
them down, we have to kill Ook first.
Corbin makes that note in his head.
Yeah.
Is Ook
That's
a
where
better
I'm at.
healer than me?
I look around to make sure that no one heard him say that out loud.
I mean, you don't know that for certain,
Okay.
Antoine, and you'll have to live with that if he's a better healer or not.
Man, he already has a monster dick. He's also a better healer than me.
He
Antoine doesn't have to live with it. Ook just has to die with it.
dumb tish. Good to know. So yeah, Ook leaves you behind, and he starts going around picking up money from all the stalls. He gives you a list of all the places in the area you're supposed to shake down, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4 businesses you're supposed to shake down. The Orc and Anvil Blacksmith, the Tinker Tiger Tailor, the Last Drop Potion Shop, and Bomar's Bakery are the 4 places that you're supposed to shake down. And
Bakery.
Bakery.
I was going to say, let's fuck up the bakery.
All right.
I was about to say, should we split up and cover more ground that way? I'll take Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
I'm glad you got the reference, Josh.
Yeah.
You can handle this however you want.
Whatever you guys decide. I'm just the healer, and I'm a little high already. I found a little extra.
Still got
At this point, whatever storefront he picks, they're just going to pay him to leave.
Get out, get out, get out.
That sounds like a win.
Yeah. Job accomplished. Guys, you want to split up, or do you want to do this together? I'm also hungry, so the bakery sounds awesome.
Okay, so there's the bakery, there's the Tinker Tailor. What was the other one?
The Orc and Anvil Blacksmith and the Last Drop Potion Shop.
I like that name.
Thank you. That one
No
came
problem.
to me minutes before we started. I do my best work under pressure.
I'll go with the black shop.
All right.
The blacksmith.
There you go.
Gee.
All right. So yeah, you walk inside. Do you all do this together? Or is just Corbin walking into the blacksmith first?
We can all go to the black shop together.
All right. You all go to the black shop. As soon as
No
you
comment.
as soon as you crest the door, you smell smoke and fire there. You can hear the sounds of anvils being hit. As soon as you walk into, you see wall to wall armor and weapons and horseshoes and general farming implements. The owner of the store seems to be a very large, very built, older orc woman, and she's just kind of banging away on the anvil. She can't seem to hear or see you yet.
Okay, so I just kind of announced, like, we're making rounds.
Huh? What kind of rounds? I don't know you.
The money kind of rounds.
We've been sent by the Corbin organization.
What, you mean that guy? He's Corbin.
Yeah, or excuse me.
The Balors.
I'm gonna take a sip of another.
Balors.
really
The
quickly.
Balors.
Sorry.
Oh, you must be new around here. Name's Grace. The most just call me Lady Thickjaw.
Ooh, 2 C's? How thick is she?
She is very thick. She is a very thick orc woman, muscular too. What's
Shantae.
I like 'em furry and wily.
Oh, I hope you like them with barbed penises, because that's what I'm bringing to the table.
You been running with the Balors long? They're good people. I always feel I get what I pay for with them.
What exactly do you pay for?
Yeah.
general protection, but let's just say that High Mauren, it ain't like other towns here. Everyone's got their own little side hustle, and the Balors are more than helpful with that. In fact, that they help out quite a lot. And she points you over to the back of the shop, kind of hidden behind a bunch of the different armor sets. You see a storm drain with a ladder going down, which doesn't look like a normal thing.
Huh.
Sounds gross.
Yeah.
How many?
You climb into a storm drain? That's like going into the sewer.
How
many possible fighters?
I mean,
does she
Corbin
have
would do
around
it.
her? How many fighters does she possibly have around her?
You know,
I just noticed it's been an hour. We haven't.
Yeah,
killed
I want to
anything.
do a perception check.
all right, roll ahead. Yeah, roll me a good perception.
Yeah, I want a good perception in this. Okay, and I rolled a 1, so that was useless.
You hear buzzing in your ears.
I'm
do a perception
still
check.
hungover.
I do a perception. Oh shit. 17 plus 2, 19.
Okay, holy shit. You hear rumbling from under the building, and in fact, you were able to pick it out almost precisely that it is the sound of flesh hitting flesh in a combat sort of way.
Oh.
Going a couple of rounds, are they?
That was a roller coaster of emotions.
It sure was.
Like, oh, we got us a parent doing it in the next room situation, and then it was like, oh, in the combat kind of way. Oh.
Lady Thickjaw sees that you look pretty lost at this point, and that, maybe that her just pointing to the storm drain probably didn't communicate what she wanted. It's a fight club. We host fights downstairs, the big money kind. You three look tough. If you wanted to ever make a little extra scratch, that would be the place to go.
I like to think that if we had all failed perception checks, he still would have made sure to shove that into conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
Me? No, never. You would have just missed that wonderful side content.
You're breaking the first rule of your fight club by telling us about it, but we should go check it out.
Look, it's just that it's hype as fuck, is all it is.
I got it.
Oh, also, by the way, too, you still haven't gotten the money yet, and according to the papers, she owes 100 gold.
Oh, right, that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, right away we're all like, ooh, Fight Club. What are we here for again?
Wait, can we double or nothing the goal we get out of her based off of our winnings in the fight club?
I mean, that's really up to you on that one, but again, is that Antoine asking that, or is that Josh asking that?
Yeah.
That's Josh Swan.
Josh, the combination.
Yeah.
Lady Thickjaw basically says, I wouldn't fuck the Balors like that. They're good people, but they can be bad people too.
All right, let's get the money from her, and let's go down and get some more money from these dumb fighters down there and make
Yeah,
Corbin fight.
I'm ready to do our version of doubling down. Absolutely.
All right, when she sees that, you're serious and she believes that you are working for the Balors, she plops down her little baggie of 100 gold.
And I immediately snatch it from Antoine and hand it to Corbin.
That's cool. Ain't no drugs in this place, no way. I'm trying to get down here to watch the fights.
I hold the money.
Yeah, just nope. Hand it to Corbin.
All right, so do you guys go down the storm drain and check out the fight club?
Absolutely. We're definitely going down the storm drain and going to go check out the Fight Club.
All right, you walk behind all the sets of armor on mannequins to the little manhole cover. There's a ladder there. You slide down it quite easily. And you are in what looks to be an old abandoned sewer off-run. It's clean now, but that's probably what it was that they paid to have this little secret area built under it. And you walk a little ways up a path there, and you see, a full Fight Club area set up with card tables and chairs, a makeshift bartender taking bets and everything. And on stage right now, on the main stage, you see a Minotaur and a Centaur just knocking the shit out of each other as people hoot and holler and everything, and money changes hands.
Between them, you can make one normal person.
You could.
Yeah,
Or one full animal.
That's what they're fighting about. Yep.
Fantastic. I start looking around, and I want to look at my party and ask them, like, are we getting in on this? Who wants to go first?
I'll sign up for it.
Yes, that's what I was going for.
All right.
Fantastic. So who's the bookie in this room?
That would be the bartender, and he is a little lime-skinned goblin man with a sweater vest on, and he's pouring drinks and everything, and he's got a little newsboy hat on, and he's moving super fast. He's pouring drinks, he's taking bets. He's a one-man gambling team is what this guy is.
Boy, I'll put my boy in next.
All right then. Alrighty.
I would not be there. I would have already jumped into the ring.
Who's the best fighter? Who's the leader of this fight club?
So when I see Corbin already into the fight, if our dungeon master is going to allow this.
Well, again, to answer Antoine's question, he answers you first. Oh, our top fighter, our champion these days is Kid Gruesome. He's won 5
used to be Kid Handsome, right?
Used to be Kid Presentable.
There you go.
And Kid Mo.
And before that, he was Kid Mo. Exactly. You've seen his documentary, I see. Good. They think he's gonna go all the way to Goldfort there, and he's gonna fight in the blood pit over there. He's just gotta get
Who's your weakest fighter?
Well, I mean, I'm not exactly tough. That's why I'm behind the bar and don't fight. I'm Scritch, by the way.
Fight that guy or whoever's just fighting with dual personality syndrome. Like, don't fight the best fighter.
He takes out a little contract there. All right, just put your name down here and you'll be in the fight pool. Also, waives any wrongdoing for any accidental death, dismemberment, cornholing, that sort of thing. Anything can happen in the ring.
The what hole?
Nothing. I didn't say nothing.
Oh, God.
Anything can happen in the ring.
I suspiciously eye the Minotaur.
Now, is it just Corbin signing up, or are you all signing up? Because
I'm not signing up for this.
Scritch says, well, we got all sorts of different match types going on here. You know, we got kickboxing, we got magic, we got weapons, we got team fights. There's 3 of you. We could probably get 3 more guys together.
Oh, 3 versus 3 Pokemon battle, huh?
Yeah.
I'm down with that.
Yeah, we call them tornado tag matches. They're really popular. You get a big belt and everything when you win.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want a belt. I want a belt so badly, it's not even funny.
Gotta get that title.
Gotta.
All right.
Guys,
or we could just let Corbin fight Kid Gruesome as Crusader Con 98 is like suggesting.
It's all up to you. You can play this however you want.
I'm scared for my cornhole.
As you should.
Do they offer cornhole protection?
Yeah, but that costs extra naturally.
I got
my own rubbers. We should just let Corbin fight.
I'll do it.
Yeah, cool. Are we going 3 or are we going 1-on-1?
It's up to you.
Can I help him with spells if he does a 1-on-1 fight?
Again, it's supposed to be 1-on-1, but if you're stealthy enough, that is something you could reasonably do.
Let me check my stealth, because goddamn, I'm not sure.
Okay, so here's what I'm thinking.
I have a 4 stealth.
I figure that we're in a gang, and we've just signed up with, like, the baddest gang in all of the land, right?
Pretty much.
Why don't we send Corbin in, but Antoine and I definitely kind of tilt the odds in our favor by trying to find out who, like, the opponent is. If, let's see, like, Antoine can cast spells on the down low. I might have a dagger that accidentally falls into the match. I don't know.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah, we could just be, like, like a lumberjack match. Isn't that what that's called?
Yes,
like,
it is.
If we're just hanging around the ring.
Okay, but it's a lumberjack match, but everyone doesn't know that except us.
Secret lumberjacks. You read my diary.
Rules are what you make it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm down for whatever you guys decide on between the two.
I want to put our biggest fighter in, and I want to hedge our bets.
I mean, so far Corbin's been killing it. So yeah, Scritch, the bartender, just sign your name on the dotted line, and we'll get you started right away, baby.
Is that from like that Nick Kroll cartoon?
Yeah, is he gonna sell like brisk tea next? What's going on here?
It is a little
brisk, baby.
It's a little Nick Kroll. You're absolutely right.
Sounded like that defunct hormone monster from Big Mouth.
My puberty was difficult.
Great, come Steve.
Exactly. My puberty was difficult. Now I'm working the bar. Now he's becoming Harvey Firestein. Oh, behave, darling.
That's Dr. Girlfriend.
Yeah.
Or at least Mrs. Doubtfire doing the Harvey impersonation.
All right, let's murder somebody real quick.
All
Let's
right.
do this.
All right, so you sign your name on the dotted line, and Corbin, you get in what they basically have like a wrought iron fence that's kind of their cage that they have set up and everything for fighting, but you can still see inside it and everything. There's another squat dwarf guy, big barrel chest, lots of jewelry in his beard. He stands up from the other end of the bar. You can only assume this guy is Kid Gruesome, and he's going to be your opponent for this match. However, before he can reach the ring, though, something rather interesting happens. You hear very loud metallic footsteps, clunk, 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 and you look over at the top of the stairs where you entered, and Antoine, you notice this first before anyone else. You look over there and you see a bronze man in a dark cloak standing there with fire red eyes looking at you. Only it's not just you who can see it now. Everybody can see it now.
Shit. I guess I'll slide up next to him. You're like, yo, I've been having sex dreams about you. I hope this is not weird.
So as you get close to him, he rips off, the black cloak that has been covering him this whole time, and you see he is not a man at all. He is a walking.
I knew it.
He is a walking set of bronze armor with like tubes sticking out of his back, and again 2 big coal eyes, and again your skin starts burning almost just standing next to him. And
so he's
Okay,
like
I
an
didn't know it. I
Alphonse
thought it was going to
Elric.
be a woman.
We got a medieval juggernaut.
We got the mountain that shows up.
This is a goddamn, you have never seen anything like this before. You hear whirling, smoke starts shooting out of the tubes in the back. Everyone in the bar just gets really freaked out at this point. Kid Gruesome does like the card thing where he just like smacks his hands together and goes, I'm out. And they all freaking leave. And it's just you and this big bronze fucking juggernaut standing there. Roll for initiative.